Nice. Definitely gets the blood flowing. I'll show you where I went off at was right here by this tumbleweed. And that's, you know, up to my tower. That's a good okay, so this is playground number 2, and you can see it's all off-road area. You got all kinds of drainage ditches, dirt roads with laps. This particular is probably my favorite and best. You get to do stuff like this, a little bit of urban playfulness. Just kind of goof around. I don't want to go into the muck. So, what's cool about this one is it's 250 acres. And again, not posted. Obviously there's people that have dumped stuff out here. Not cool. But you can play in the concrete ditches like that. I'll show you if I cross over here. There's also a way to get down in here. I'll show you this way. All kinds of little trails. This is about 250 acres. Again, multiple access points, not marked. Owned by a combination of state, county, city as a flood control zone. So this is literally just retention ponds. This will probably never disappear in our area because of the trouble we have with flooding. And so, but I will say, every time I go into a new area, my first pass is very slow. I'm about to show you why. So, if I were to just run up here, follow these tracks, and have been just a little bit too far right, that would have been really bad. So I always take it easy. My first time at a new place, most of the accidents I've had almost always come down to being caught off guard by something. So yeah, anyway, I just found this a few weeks ago. Been playing out here. It's a good way of, you know, you can practice your cornering, your braking, dial in your suspension. There's some sand, some big, and again, I know cameras don't show it correctly, but some big washouts and bumps that just get you a feel for your suspension and how it's going to ride. Can you hit this at 30, 40 miles an hour and still be on track like this right here, you know? Boom, easy. All of this is real rough stuff. You can't see it on camera very well, but that was perfect. Tracked perfectly. Always like to look ahead, obviously. Make sure there's nobody out here. Sometimes there's people out here with dogs, and dogs don't always like motorcycles. I've been working on my cornering out here, so I'm trying to get a little bit better at with a little more speed. Definitely a skill. So I got a lot of work to do there. But anyway, good workout. And it's fun. Who doesn't want that? This whole area, you can see it goes from way over there, that tree line, this tree line way over here, and all the way back in there is another area you don't see, but altogether it's 250 to 350, and all of this in the middle you can still ride too. I mean, as long as it's not holding water, which is currently dry. So yeah, I'll show you a couple more areas up here, but I have another area I recently found that is almost as good as this, as big as this, and the riding may actually be better. It has some huge fishing ponds near it, and there's signage there that allow the locals to fish. It just says catch and release, which tells me this is a, you know, publicly you're allowed to be here, and you know, so just obey the rules. I never get back here and rip it up, go too fast or too loud. But you can see now I've hit the far tree line as I make this turn. I mean, you can see the far tree line of the pines back there, and that goes even further past that. So, but it's got all kinds of stuff like over here to the right where you can practice. I just noticed I broke my dang brake lever at some point. Huh. Well, so you can cross here, try out your suspension and stuff through all of this rough stuff. Some of this stuff is kind of fun because you can, it's got different edges, so you know, some of it's a straight drop like this. You can definitely jump off that, which I've done. I just it's not a motocross bike, this is a light adventure bike. I don't want to blow out the seals. I've paid the knobby shop enough to fix seals. It doesn't stop me from having fun, so this is a nice little lip. There's that false neutral. I hit that occasionally when I do a little half shift. It was a complaint on the 690, but I found that it's almost always my fault. It's not the bike, it's not just randomly hitting a false neutral. Ooh, that's a good test there. More people dumping. A couple of mud holes, which I stay out of. I hate mud. It's miserable. It's fine if you're racing and you have to do it. I like riding. I don't like cleaning. I'll stop here because I come up on a neighborhood. But yeah. So. There's several ways in and out of here, by the way. Not that I'm going to tell you where it's at. But yeah, it's good exercise, good skills practice. Protect me, Lord, while I'm out here. Thank you for your creation. I don't think I've cut through here before, but we'll try it. Oh yeah, sometimes I go down right there. Let me try a little drop. Let me find something sufficient. It's got a little run out. Pretty much all this would be okay, I think. Okay. I haven't quite done this before, I don't think. Yeah, I'm still recording, so. Let me pick a spot here. I guess by this little tumbleweed would be good. Okay. Here we go. Nice. Definitely gets the blood flowing. I'll show you where I went off at was right here by this tumbleweed, and that's, you know, up to my tower. That's a good 40 something inches, and there's other areas to practice that with. Ideally, I'd practice it slow and control the front wheel. Get a little bit of drive off my back tire and be able to make that drop at a slow speed. At a higher speed, it's easier. You're just gonna ride it off, you know. But the last thing you want to do is some kind of over the bar situation. So I practice those at low speeds on small stuff. And then if, on this bike, this is only my 4th or 5th day with it, so 690 is a beast. I love this thing. It does everything really good. But I'm still getting used to it, so I don't want to do anything that I'm not comfortable with. Like, for example, I've done some log crossings, but I haven't really practiced getting the front wheel off the ground much. I did yesterday to get out of a deep rut that I found myself in, and I had to get the front wheel out. And I went about, I don't know, probably 2 foot higher than I intended, so that's a control issue for me. I don't want to practice that on a obstacle that could give me trouble. Go over the bars and you're out here all alone, so. But anyway, I shut this video off. Probably just blabbering anyway.